Well, hello, everybody. It's Chris Johnstone here. Hope you're having a fantastic day, and welcome to this month's webinar sponsored by First National Financial. And what we're going to be going through here today is going through the new ad types that Facebook has available to us, show you which ones are working, and then give you some best practices. So this is not our first webinar on Facebook ads, but the changes are significant enough that we all need to be brought up to speed on how to implement these new ad types. And I think you're really going to enjoy the content because I'm giving you, during the presentation, our targeting that's working for people on Facebook, so you can take that, put it into your local marketplace. And I'm also going to be giving you 3 different ad styles or ad types that are also working for us, and then showing you what metrics to be looking for, how to make sure that your campaign is actually performing properly so you can determine whether it's successful and then optimize your campaigns over time. But before we hop into all of that wonderful content, I just want to make sure that you can hear my voice and that you can see my screen. So you should see a minimized version of the slide deck there, and you should also be able to hear my voice. So I'm dialed in, and if I could just get you, and the one other thing that I should let you know is that during the actual presentation, I'm not going to be able to see the chat panel. So any questions that you have, as soon as we're done the content, I'll be firing up the webcam and then answering all of your questions live on camera so that you get implementation help as well. Because this is designed, and really every month's worth of content is designed so that you can take this lesson, implement it in your business, and go out and get results. And every single one of them is just this little bite-sized training session, essentially, that you can take away and learn from. So I'll be getting to all of the Q&A at the end of the presentation, and I've left hopefully enough time for us to do an actual ad together, where in the background I've got Facebook loaded up, and I want to go through actually setting up a Facebook ad with you, time dependent. So if you think there's value in that, let me know in the chat panel that that's something that you would like to see, and I'll make sure that we leave time for it at the end. So with that, welcome to everybody who is still joining us, and we're going to get right into today's content because it looks like all is well. So Armand, Jonathan, Buddy, Tom, Sarah, Judy, everybody, thank you very much. Awesome. Okay, so we're all good, so y'all can stop typing yes into the chat panel there so that I can get down to the questions at the end. And if you have any questions as we're going through this, just feel free to let me know. So here's specifically what we're getting. We host one of these webinars every month for you. And every webinar, as I mentioned, is designed specifically to help you grow your business. At the end of the 30 minutes of content, there's Q&A, where I answer all of your questions, help you implement, really help you through any of your digital marketing questions or marketing questions in general to help you grow your mortgage business. There's absolutely no charge for the training. There's nothing for sale at the end of the event. Everything is sponsored by First National. I think that's why we've got such great engagement here. And our 34th session, we've been doing these for 34 months now and still going strong. So thank you for all of your feedback. Now, make sure that you connect with your account manager from First National after the event. Talk about the strategies, talk about your business growth, and obviously, build that relationship together with that account manager. So at this point, we're getting into the actual training, and I've just dropped a red arrow on the screen there. When you hover your mouse over there, there's a square. You can click that square to full size the presentation, and it's important that you do that because I do have screenshots of our targeting on our Facebook ads and actual Facebook ads that you're going to be able to swipe and deploy from the event. So at this point, it's a good idea to shut the door to your office, make sure that you're focused on the event, make sure that you full screen it, make sure that you have your pen and your piece of paper with you to take your notes, and away we go. So this is Facebook ads that work, but I was actually torn a little bit. So I made 2 titles for the webinar. So we've got Facebook ads that work, and we also have how a 68-year-old mortgage broker generated a 507% return on investment from Facebook ads in 1 year. Now, obviously, I decided against that second headline because it's a little bit wordy, but that is actually what we're going to go through here today. So what I'm going to be taking you through is showing you the new Facebook ad types and to help you to create your ad plan, because you do want to test in your individual marketplace at least 2 of the different ad types that you have available, because we're seeing them perform differently in different marketplaces. So I'm going to help you create that ad plan. And then I'm going to take you through best practices for your ads direct from Facebook. So we are so fortunate, and I'm so grateful that Facebook reached out to us after seeing our overall ads manager account, and they've hooked us up with an account manager who we now have conference sessions with, and they look at our advertising account, look at our client account, give us best practices, and then actually gave us the go-ahead to share the information with you, which is what we're doing here today. So a lot of this information comes directly from Facebook. And then I'm going to show you how to properly analyze your campaign and optimize for long-term success, because as soon as you start running Facebook ads, you start running into some of this weird terminology in the advertising world, like click-through rates and impression rates and all those wonderful things. So take you through that real quick and just show you the ones that you need to be watching and what metrics you need to hit in order to be successful, that that your investment is going into a profitable campaign and a campaign that's working. So I wanted to start first with a case study, because I have a lot of people that may think that Facebook ads work the same today as they did potentially 5 or 6 years ago. And Facebook has become incredibly good at putting the right people into our targeting and making sure that our message is getting to the right people, as well as Facebook adoption of ads in the news feed and people learning how to respond through Facebook to advertisements. That's grown as well. So overall, we're seeing this increase in users on Facebook, the users actually integrating with the ads, and then the ads performing better. So this is actually a screenshot. You can see up in the top right-hand corner, got a big red arrow there. It's January 1st, 2016 to December 31st, 2016. So the entire year of 2016. And in this particular Facebook advertising account, we spent $3,405.42. All of this traffic was generating mortgage leads. So this was all traffic specific to mortgages. And here is how this campaign broke down. You can obviously, you all know that's roughly $10 per day in advertising. And that built for us 5,719 total clicks to the website, which puts us at an average cost per click or cost per visitor to the website at 60 cents. From that, we generated roughly 104 leads at $32.74 per lead. Now, the reason I say roughly there is the tracking on this was rough between both myself and the client that we're managing the campaign for. So every couple of weeks we get together and I ask, how many leads did you generate? How many applications did you take, right? We go through the process. So that's from me going through my notes and him going through his notes. And that's basically what we were able to determine. It's probably not 100% accurate, but it's probably 95% or better. So I wanted to let you know that up front. And what we do have as an exact number is out of that $10 per day and those 104 leads, there were 6 real deals closed for $17,268 in commission. Now, keep in mind that this is working, and this is not my description, this is the client's description, very part-time in the mortgage industry. The basic lead follow-up process is 1 call. If they don't pick up, they get a 2nd call. If they don't pick up after that, the lead is considered dead. So we're certainly not working these leads very hard in order to actually generate that. Now, the way that that breaks down as far as numbers, we had $17,268 in gross minus our $3,405 in ad spend, which leaves us with $13,862.58 in profit, which is a 507% ROI, or roughly $5.07 return for every $1 that we gave Facebook, which is pretty good considering this is a scalable process. And that's why I really wanted to kind of share this with you here. The numbers aren't astronomical. It's not this, huge, shocking case study, but it does show that when you take the time and you structure your campaigns correctly and you have the discipline to maintain these systems over a longer period of time, they are profitable. And the longer that you run them, the more profitable they become. And we've seen this scale out in other campaigns that are much more aggressive. And our campaigns internally, we know that if you roughly double the budget, you roughly double the leads. You can maintain the cost per lead and just simply put more leads and put more profit through the funnel by increasing the amount of ad spend that you do, and you ratchet that up over time. Does that make sense? I just want to make sure that that's all making sense and everybody gets that, and just type that into the Q&A panel. I just want to make sure I didn't lose anybody through the case study part. Okay, perfect, excellent. All right, that's great. And Trevor and Janice and everybody else, yes, got it. Okay, so these are the 4 ad types that we're recommending right now. When you go into your Ads Manager account, up in the top right-hand corner, there's a big green button that says Create Ad. So if you don't know how to get to Ads Manager, again, we've covered the Ads Manager in depth in a previous webinar. So you go to your personal Facebook account, then you go to the top into the search bar, type in Ads Manager, click on there. It will take you into Ads Manager. It may ask you if it's your first Facebook ad to put in your credit card information, or it will ask you to put in your credit card information. You do that, then you'll see this screen. You click the green button. The first thing they ask you for is your marketing objective. And this is the top level of your Facebook account. And what you're telling Facebook is the end goal of what you're trying to do by driving this traffic through the funnel. Now, the first type of lead ad that I recommend that you test is called a lead generation ad or marketing objective. And the reason why is because Facebook puts the opt-in form right on Facebook. So when people see your advertisement and they click the button, it essentially opens a pop-up on Facebook, and Facebook pre-fills their contact information from their Facebook profile. And you can tell Facebook which information you want to collect. So you can say, I want their name, phone number, email address, physical address. You can ask for all kinds of different contact information. And when they click the submit button, all of that information is then forwarded to you directly. They never visit your website. They never go to a lead generation page. It all happens on Facebook without them leaving the platform. We are seeing the most amount of leads and the lowest cost per lead across our campaigns coming from lead generation style campaigns. Now, the caveat to that is that the leads are a little bit lower quality than you get from somebody that has potentially visited your website and seen some of your branding or read your testimonials. So you're not going to connect with as many of these leads as possible, but that's okay because it's made up for in the volume that you produce from the campaign. The second type of campaign that I recommend that you test is called a local awareness campaign. And these ad objectives basically drop a pinpoint on where you have your office located for your Facebook business page, and then you pick a geographic location and a category for your advertising, which you can choose mortgage broker, right? And that means mortgage broker or mortgage agent or mortgage industry in general, right? Then you write one specific advertisement. Facebook puts a button on it that drives traffic to your website, and they show through targeting to people that are interested in mortgages around your local office. And those are great because Facebook optimizes that type of advertisement based on the people that are actually engaging on your ads. So if they like or comment or share your content, Facebook shows your ads to more of those types of people in the marketplace. And we'll talk about that in just a second. So lead generation is first, local awareness is second, and then traffic is third. The traffic campaigns are really nice because these are the most robust of all of the different ad types that we're going through here today, because you can choose all of the demographic targeting. You can choose all of the regular targeting that you can traffic on Facebook, and it gives you the ability to write out a larger advertisement and choose what type of ad you're going to show to people. So you can show them a single image or a carousel image or a video image, not a video image, a video, excuse me. So those are great because you can drive traffic to landing pages. You can drive people to a specific page on your site that has an offer based on how you've targeted those people. So it is very robust. And the great thing about this is that Facebook, again, optimizes these campaigns for you, and they do that based on the people that click on your ad. So when we go through the ads that you're going to swipe from today's presentation, you'll see I've written them in a way where if somebody's going to click on that advertisement, we know they're interested in getting a mortgage. They're very direct. They call out to the specific person that we want, because we know even if they click and they don't convert right away, Facebook will show our ad to more of the people that are like them, and that's going to make our campaign perform better. Now, the final type of objective that you can target on Facebook that we're seeing results from is called a conversion campaign. These are almost identical to traffic campaigns, except for the way that Facebook optimizes the campaign. And the way that a conversion campaign works is that Facebook watches the people that fill out the lead form on your website, and they show ads to people that are demographically similar to the people that have converted on your website. So traffic is based on clicks. Conversions is based on the leads. And typically speaking, they convert really well on large-scale campaigns. The one thing that you need to know about a conversion campaign, and the reason why we covered it last, is because you have to convert at least 15 leads a day in order for the Facebook algorithm to get enough data to be able to optimize that campaign properly. So unless you're going with a very large scale campaign, I suggest lead generation ads, then local awareness ads, then traffic-based advertisements through your campaign. And then just very quickly, lead generation ads happen inside Facebook. You may have already gone through the process of filling one of these out. People just click a button and their Facebook information is then delivered to you inside your advertising account. A local awareness ad is the easiest ad to set up, and it is direct to your website through Facebook, and you can't really control where it is that you're driving that traffic to. Traffic optimizes for clicks. That's going to get you a lot of traffic across your advertisements, and over time, this is the campaign that gives you the most scale and will allow you to grow on Facebook. If you're looking at a mid-sized campaign, which I believe most of you should be, that is the campaign that's eventually going to scale and be the one that drives the most amount of traffic and leads for you over time. And then conversion, that optimizes for the actual people that are filling out the form. And again, that's a larger scale advanced strategy for you. So we've got something for the beginners, something for the intermediate, and something for the advanced. Now, the structure of Facebook ads works like this. At the very top level, you have a campaign goal, and that's what we just went through. We're telling Facebook what we want to happen as a result of running the advertising campaign, whether we want clicks, whether we want leads, or whether we want to show our local business to local people in the marketplace. Once you pick that campaign type, there's not really any analytics that go through that other than looking at how your total campaign is performing. But your campaign is made up of ad sets. And the ad set level of your advertisement, when you set it up, is where you choose all of the demographic targeting. So you choose a campaign type, and then in that campaign type, you can target all kinds of different demographics of people or different types of people and see what styles of ads are working the best and what targeting is working the best inside your campaign. Inside each ad set, you have the individual advertisements that you're showing to people. And at that level of your campaign, you're optimizing the different images that you're showing to people and the different body copy that you're showing to people. So when you log into Facebook and you're looking at analyzing your campaign, you start at the campaign level, you move down into the ad set level to look at your targeting, and then from the ad set level, you go down into the ads themselves so that you can see how that particular targeting is responding to your advertisements. And that's how you optimize your campaign. Start at the campaign, move to the ad set, then move to the individual advertisements. So to give you a framework to work around, here are some examples of ads that are actually pulling right now in the marketplace. This first ad is targeted to people that are interested in real estate. So these are people that we're profiling inside Facebook as interested in real estate. We go into the local marketplace, do the research on the local real estate board to find out what the average home price is in the marketplace, and then do the calculation as to what the weekly or monthly payment is going to be for an average home in the marketplace. And then we simply educate through our advertisements into that marketplace. So this one here, the mortgage payment for the average home in the area name market is just X per month. And then at the bottom, it gives the mortgage broker's name and the mortgage broker's phone number right there in the headline of the advertisement. Then underneath that, it says, the local real estate board just released the average home price in the local marketplace, $850 a month with 20% down, or $1,185 with 5% down, and then the rest of the advertisement along with the phone number. It's very important to put the phone number inside your advertisements. I don't know how long Facebook is going to allow us to continue doing that, but we have the ability to do it. So I recommend that you do it now, because you will get calls from people that see your ad on Facebook, again, because we know that they're interested in what we've got. Now, here's another ad example of somebody that is profiled within our targeting as interested in mortgages. And again, I'm going to show you how we're targeting these three different ad types, right? So this one here is very simple, because we know that they're either visiting mortgage-based websites, or Facebook has been able to tell by their browsing history that they're either interested in mortgages or they're getting ready to purchase a home by their behavior online, right? So we show them an ad that says, do you have a mortgage offer from your bank? Call me today to get a second look and free advice to make sure you're getting the right product. Then we have the phone number underneath that. The headline is important mortgage information. And then underneath that, we do a little bit of upfront selling. And again, you can tell I'm being very direct with this style of advertisement, because we only want specific people that are interested in getting a mortgage to click on the ad, so that Facebook can do their job of further optimizing the campaign and showing the ad to more people that fit our advertisement. So the ad says, you wouldn't buy the first car you see on the lot. Why take the first offer for your mortgage? There are more options and rates available for you. Call me today for a free consultation. And then if they click on the Learn More button, they go to our website. If they click the Like Page button up at the top, they become a page like, and we can show future advertisements to those people. So those are targeted to the mortgage demographic. And then this one here is targeted to people that are looking at potentially a secondary product, like a refinance or a second mortgage or a private mortgage. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's the type of business that is going to be generated from this advertisement. It just means that it's a different way of Facebook targeting people that are interested in what we have to sell. And we show a little bit of a different advertisement so that we can get them on the phone, determine their actual situation, and then find the right product that's going to fit their needs. So this one here is based around a refinance. Did you know that you can refinance all your high interest debt, credit cards, lines of credits, car loans, etc., into today's record low mortgage rates? And then we've got the phone number there. And the headline says mortgage refinance. With the average Canadian debt load, families can save close to $600 per month. Cash flow. Call today for a free, no obligation phone consultation. Now, that advertisement is backed up with a one-page sheet, essentially, that we can send the client that shows the average credit card debt, the average car payment, and looking at a breakdown of what the numbers actually look like for them. So, again, direct to market. So, with those advertisements in mind, what I'd like you to do is take just a quick second and pick one campaign that you feel you'd be able to run in your local marketplace that would drive the types of customers that you're looking for in your business. Is it new mortgages? Is it first-time home buyers? What type of product is it that you ultimately want to move? And what type of people do you want to speak to from your Facebook advertising account? That's very important. So now, best practices from Facebook for targeting these people. There are 3 different ways that you can target people. And the way that this was explained to me is if you think of Facebook like an ocean, all of the fish are the people on Facebook, and we're all swimming in the same ocean. Now, there's 3 different ways to essentially target people that are in the pond. You can target them based on demographics, which is just, location, age, gender, that basic demographic information. You're going to get a certain slice of the ocean that fits within that category on Facebook. Then when you go into interests, these are pages that they like, these are people that they follow on Facebook, potentially things that they talk about while they're having conversations within the Facebook platform, things that they're interested in, right? And when you target people based on interest, you get another slice or another part of the ocean that you're fishing into. Then behaviors goes into where are they going online? What websites are they visiting? What offers are they responding to already on Facebook? Are they responding to other mortgage-related advertisements on Facebook? What are their behaviors? And when you target people based on those, you're fishing in another part of the pond. Now, the great thing about it is you can target all 3 and target a very wide portion of the ocean with your targeting inside your account. And those are the 3 different ad set types that I recommend that you run. So you've got a campaign at the top where you set your goal. So it could be traffic or conversions or lead forms. And then you set the 3 different types of targeting inside the ad set. Now, these are the different ways that we target specific people on Facebook. So when we're targeting people for mortgages, and again, I will include this PowerPoint presentation as a special thank you from First National on the recordings page that will be up for a very limited time so that you can take a closer look at this slide, or you can screenshot it right now. But when we're targeting people that are interested in mortgages, they are under behaviors, purchase, and then mortgages online. Additional interest, they're interested in adjustable rate mortgages, fixed rate mortgages, mortgage brokers, mortgage calculators, mortgage loan originators, mortgage loan specialists, and refinancing. And then under interest, business, and industry, they're interested in mortgage loans. So based on that, you're targeting pretty much everybody on Facebook in your local marketplace that is demonstrating any of the either demographic, interest, or behavior category types on Facebook that relates to mortgages. So I've invested quite possibly tens of thousands of dollars into figuring out those specific ad types, and you get them here today for free. When you're targeting people that are interested in real estate, because we know people interested in real estate ultimately are going to need our products and services, we put them in the behavior, residential profiles, likely to move. And that's Facebook watching what they're doing online and determining, hey, this person is about to move. We want to make sure that they see a mortgage advertisement. Then demographics, home ownership, and then somebody that is a first-time home buyer. And they this has been confirmed to me through Facebook. This also includes people that fit into the first-time home buyer category that haven't yet made a purchase, which is why we keep it in there. Then additional interests, we have buying a house, new home, new house, property, and then real estate. And those are all of the interests essentially that you want within your real estate targeting. And then if you're looking at refinancing, you've got cash out refinancing, debt consolidation, debt eraser, debt settlement, home equity line of credit, refinance, refinancing, and second mortgage. And all of those additional interests, you type into the interest box inside your ad set when you're targeting all of these people. And don't forget that when you're targeting, you can also exclude people. It's my recommendation that you potentially put people that have real estate as their job category and potentially exclude those people. And you also want to potentially exclude mortgage professionals in your local marketplace so that you're not clogging up their news feed with information and education about mortgages, because chances are they probably already know, right? So make sure that you use those exclusions. Now, when you're running Facebook ads, very simply, you want to run 3 different images inside those ads and then 3 different ad body copy styles. So you write 3 different styles of advertisement. inside each of those 3 different types of ads that have the different copy, you choose 3 different images for Facebook to test, and that is enough. Keep in mind that Facebook optimizes your ads based on the clicks. So they watch and see which of the ads that you've written is getting the best response, and they analyze that over a 7-day period. They choose the winner, and then they start to throttle your traffic and optimize your campaign for you without you having to do anything. So after your campaign has run for 7 days, you pause all of the ads but the 2 winners and then test again. If you've got kind of a neck and neck where they're getting the same click-through rate, they're getting the same type of traffic, you can leave it over a longer period of time and Facebook will eventually figure that out for you. But basically, that's all you need is 9 advertisements inside your advertising campaign. Now, you want your click-through rate to be greater than 1%. You want your cost per click to be less than $1.25, and your relevancy score on your advertisements, which is an overall grade that Facebook gives you as far as the feedback that you're getting from people on Facebook, how many clicks you're getting compared to competition in your local marketplaces targeting the same styles of people, and some other things that go into that. It's a score from 1 to 10. You want to be at least a 5 or more with the relevancy of your campaign. So hopefully that makes sense. So that brings us to the end of the content portion of today's event. And we learned the different Facebook ad types and creating your specific ad plan for at least 1, if not 2, of those specific campaign types that you're going to run. You got best practices for your ads direct from Facebook. And then I showed you how to properly analyze your campaign and optimize for long-term success. So what I'd like to do now is actually take you in. We'll answer your questions first. We'll get through some of the questions, and then I'll hop into Facebook, time permitting, if you'll stick with me, and we'll run a Facebook ad together and show you how I go through the process of setting all that up. So if you haven't set up your first Facebook ad yet, or you're running Facebook ads and you're not 100% comfortable with the platform, I think that's really valuable for you. Now, obviously, I also have a special offer for you. I'll give you a free 30-minute ad planning session where we get on the phone and I get to dive into your business a little bit more than what we can do here in the Q&A and ask you specific questions about how to get you to your goals. And again, this is given to you for free on behalf of First National. And to claim that, you can go to cwjstone.com/funnel. That's cwjstone.com/funnel to grab one of those free 30-minute planning sessions, and I'll help you map out your entire Facebook funnel over the phone. Now, the other thing that I wanted to mention here, besides thanking First National for bringing us all together here, is I would love your stories of feedback. So I always get kind of off-the-cuff comments when I'm speaking to people on the phone, or we're face-to-face at a conference or something like that, and I would say, hey, I was on a webinar with First National last year, and I ran a YouTube campaign, or I put all my past clients in a list on Facebook, or I went out and I implemented that rating and review strategy. It was awesome. This happened. I would love for you to send me more of that feedback. And if Facebook ads are working for you, I'd love that feedback as well. So my email address is cwjstone@cwjstone.com. That's cwjstone@cwjstone.com. If you've got a success story, I would absolutely love to hear it, and would love to share in that with you. So hope that, and obviously we can engage on that. And you can probably tell I'm starting to read the questions in the Q&A panel because I can't read and talk at the same time. I'm one of those individuals. So any questions that you have about Facebook ads, go ahead and type them into the Q&A panel, and I will answer them for you. And while we're doing that, as I'm sure this is obviously the most awkward part of the presentation, we'll get the webcam going there as well. And I can't see what I look like on the screen here, so hopefully my flailing around with my hands while I'm talking didn't mess up my hair too bad for you. Hope I look professional for y'all. Okay, our first question is from Steve. Steve says, what landing page does that ad go to? So I'm going to assume that that was the first ad that we had in the presentation. And that one there was our monthly mortgage payment. So on some campaigns, we're driving directly to the homepage of the mortgage professional and just tracking conversions on that homepage. Keeping in mind that the ultimate goal of these campaigns is to generate a phone call, not necessarily a web opt-in form. So if you look at your quality of close, you're most likely to move a customer through all the steps to get them to close if you get them on the phone first. So that's why we have the phone number in the ad, and then driving them to a homepage which features the phone number. Now, other clients are running direct to a lead generation page, and it would be, or where we're seeing results is by just reiterating exactly what the ad says in the copy, and having the opt-in form on the right-hand side. So if you look at the layout of a page, on the left-hand side is the copy that's in the advertisement, and then on the right-hand side is the opt-in box that you want people to fill out. It's very important to keep in mind that when you run your Facebook ad, you can choose whether or not it's going to be mobile traffic or desktop traffic, and that affects your conversion ratio. So if you're going to be running traffic on a mobile platform, make sure you're sending people to a mobile landing page. If you're running desktop traffic, make sure that you're driving traffic to a page that essentially has the opt-in above the fold. Right now, we're not seeing a huge diversion between people that are opting in on desktop and opting in on mobile, because we've moved in our business to, if somebody clicks on a mobile-based advertisement, they're going through a 100% mobile experience. So they don't see a desktop page that's shrunken down for a mobile device. They see a mobile-specific page that has headline, subheadline, opt-in form. And we ask for as little information as possible: name, email address, and phone number, and that's it. On your desktop, you can ask for a little bit more information. The thing that's important about all of that feedback is that you've got Google Analytics installed on your site, and you're using the Facebook pixel to track all of your conversions that come through your campaign. So if you're driving somebody to a web form, make sure on the thank you page that they land on afterwards, you have a Facebook lead tracking pixel installed on that thank you page, because then you can go into your Facebook advertising account, look at your statistics and see, okay, I got 10 clicks and I got 2 leads. I'm converting at 20% of my lead generation page. That's fantastic, right? So definitely just reiterate the offer that they've seen on Facebook, because you already know that they're interested in the offer. That's most likely to convert them. The other thing that we've been testing lately, which I believe is increasing our conversion ratio, is adding testimonials right there on the thank you page. So taking the testimonials that are potentially buried on a page on your website, taking screenshots of them, and then putting them below the opt-in form. So if somebody does scroll down the page, what they're going through is that social proof experience, which is so important in getting that person to pick up the phone and call you and want to work with you further down the line. So that's some other stuff to test as well. So required disclosure goes in the extended ad portion and also on the lead generation page itself. So all of your compliance information goes in that bottom extended section of the advertisement, as well as the lead generation page as well. A great question from Amber. Amber says, how do you add the buttons, i.e. like and learn more? So the like button for whether or not they can like your business page on the ad is determined by the campaign type. So these are website traffic-based ads that you're seeing in the presentation. So those allow you to have that like button. Some of the campaigns that you run won't have the like button, but you can't turn it on and off. It just comes with the campaign type. The learn more button down at the bottom in the bottom right-hand corner is a choice that you have while you're setting up the ad, and you can choose different presets from Facebook. So they have click here, learn more, get started. There's all kinds of different buttons that are inside there, and I may not have gotten those exactly right, but all the buttons that are in there, you can choose the one that you want. We use Learn More because typically we see the highest click-through rate on that compared to any of the other options on there. But test it in your marketplace. Something as simple as changing what's on the button can make a difference on your conversion ratio. Jeff asks, will this presentation be recorded? Where can we watch it again? So yes, we are recording, and it doesn't look like there's any technical issues, so we will have the recording for you. It will be emailed out tomorrow, and what we normally do is keep them up over the weekend. We take them down either Sunday night or Monday morning, and then the recording is placed inside a members area that is for First National use only, essentially. So if to get access to that, you have to reach out to your First National account manager to get access to that. So you get access to it roughly for 3 days, and then you have to reach out to your First National account representative in order to get access to it. Now, the great thing about that is we now have 34 training series, or 34 series in the training, excuse me, and all of them are inside that membership area, and there's absolutely no charge for it. And it's incredible. You can start at the first episode and literally walk through a campaign process and get your Facebook set up, your LinkedIn set up, your Twitter set up, your lead generation ad set up, your Google My Business page set up, put a process in place for ratings and reviews. Like I said at the beginning, every single one of these events is one small chunk of a large scale advertising campaign that you can launch in your business. And if you have access to that very valuable membership area, you can walk through the whole process episode by episode, take the information, implement it, and then move to the next one. It's really cool. I think you're really going to like that, Jeff. So keep an eye out for an email from me tomorrow, which will have the link to the blog where we put it up for the weekend. Our next question is from Sarah. Sarah says, could you give us any recommendations on where to find free pictures to use in our advertisements? Sarah, great news. Facebook has a massive stock image library that comes with your Ads Manager account for free. And you can pick any of the images in there. I would give you one word of advice. Facebook has a rule where no more than 20% of your advertisement can be taken up with text. They've stopped declining advertisements, but they'll give you a warning, and they won't serve ads with a lot of text to a lot of people. They'll essentially throttle that advertisement and not give it any traffic. So when you're picking stock images from Facebook, make sure that you're either using their tool that they give you and just go to Google and type in, Facebook ad image tool, and it'll pop up. But make sure that you don't have any warnings on any of your ads. The other I would use is Canva. So that's C-A-N-V-A, canva.com. It's normally about $1 per image, but they also give you this great text layover where you can edit the image, put your branding, your logo on top of those images, and then you purchase the license to the image with how you've customized it. And those normally come out really well. So you can use Canva as well if you're looking for something that's a little bit more in depth. John Chan says, for future reference, your greater than and less than signs are backwards. John, thank you for that. I appreciate it. And I should have Googled that before I put that in there. I appreciate the feedback, and it won't happen again. So Bernie's asking about the recording. Bernie, great to see you here. Hope you're having a great week. From Steve S. Steve says, what campaign objectives do you usually go with? Traffic, video views, or a lead ad? So Steve, my preference is to run multiples. So I'm always running different campaign types, and I just filter my budget based on what's working right now. So we have basically all four, plus we have some other types of advertising campaigns running right now because we're constantly testing. The majority of my budget right now in my personal campaigns are going to the conversion objective campaign. But like I mentioned in the presentation, it's a little bit cost prohibitive if you're just looking for local mortgage leads. That campaign that we're running is a larger scale campaign, and we're hitting that metric of more than 15 leads a day. So so I can't really give that as a recommendation. It's what I'm doing, and because I want to answer your question. But my recommendation for a mortgage advertisement locally is to start with the lead ads, then the local awareness, and then traffic. Test all three. You can use the same ads in all three different campaign types. You can use the same ad set targeting in all three different campaign types. So you know the campaigns are identical. The only thing that's different is the end conversion mechanism of how that person becomes a lead in your business. And you can identify after 7 days, 14 days, 30 days, depending on your budget spend, you can identify how much you're paying per lead, per campaign type, and then adjust accordingly. And that's what we're constantly doing. As long as we have our core metrics for acquisition cost, as far as how much we're willing to spend per lead, if I can hit that metric inside 4 different campaign types, I'll keep all 4 of them running and just continue to optimize them over time. So hopefully that answers your question. But I would definitely start with lead ads if it's your first Facebook advertising campaign. There we go. And if that didn't answer your question, just feel free to write back and we'll get into it. Our next question is from Manson. Manson says, I've had images rejected. Yep. Any sites that you recommend for buying images to avoid this? So Manson, what I would do is I would do a Google search for that Facebook ad image tool. Should get you there. And you can upload your image and it will basically put it into the algorithm that they use to either approve or deny an advertisement, and it will tell you ahead of time before you put it into your advertising account whether or not that will get approved or not. And I would add a little subset to that. If you've got images inside your advertising account that have been declined, go into your assets and your images and delete them. As a Facebook advertiser, you are given a total overall score as far as how quality Facebook sees your account overall. And they don't publish it, you don't get to see it, it's held internally. But that's one of those things that they look at. And so you want to delete anything out of your account that may have potentially been rejected in the past, and that'll help increase that overall advertiser score for you. So hopefully that helps as well. So from Shelly says, thank you for the great webinar, from Shelly and Mark. And are there more webinars available somewhere? I assume I already answered your question, Shelly. Yes, if you reach out to your first national representative, having some tongue twisters today, absolutely they'll be able to set you up with the membership site as long as you're friendly with First National and get you access to all of the content. You're absolutely going to love it. Hopefully as much as I have loved producing it for you. It really is a high-level marketing course that you're getting access to for free. So definitely take advantage of that. From Howard. Howard says, have you targeted ads to people who thought they couldn't get approved for financing, i.e. 2 years out of bankruptcy, 3 years out of foreclosure? If so, how did this work? So Howard, internally in my dad's mortgage business, I've never targeted that traffic. I have targeted it for clients that came in that wanted that inside a consulting role where I build everything out for them inside their account. It produced a large number of leads, but not a lot of closings. There was a lot of footwork that had to go into that campaign. That being said, it did produce deals, but it was a lot of work to get them just because of the volume of people that we put through the funnel based on the offer. I think that you can target those people, but you've got to be really careful with how you structure your offer. And that's one of those areas where I would take the advice of you want your advertisements to repel people just as much as you want it to attract people, so that you're trying to get the highest quality lead through the funnel. And that opens up, I guess, a conversation of quality of leads in general. So if you get somebody that goes to the front page of Google and types in mortgage broker, and they see you on the front page in the 3-pack and you've got the most amount of ratings and reviews, or you're one of 2, right? That person, when they call you on the phone, is much more likely to close than somebody that sees a Facebook ad and fills out a form, because you don't know where they are in the buying cycle. When you get them with that purchase intent, you know they're right there. So with your Facebook ads, you want to write your ads in a way where you're trying to filter through as many people to get the people that are sitting there with purchase intent that just haven't yet gone to that next phase in the buying cycle of ready to purchase, right? So keep that in mind if that is something that you're targeting. Ad copy and the offer that you show them is going to be very important to the success of that type of campaign. Our next question is from Steve. Steve says, how many leads do you typically get from the first ad example with what type of daily budget? So Steve, just to give you kind of, and every marketplace performs differently. So I can take roughly almost the exact same advertisement and run it in potentially Vancouver, and then take that same advertisement and run it in Manitoba and see 2 completely different results. It's the exact same ad, exact same targeting, different people, right? So it's very difficult to identify here's the ad, here's the targeting, here's how much you're going to pay per lead, because every marketplace really does respond differently to the advertisement. In that particular campaign, which was definitely a smaller market, lower home price sales, that ad came out at, I calculated it for you in the case study. So we paid $32.74 per lead, but that's the entire campaign. So that includes what I call the duds. So sometimes, we'll run a Facebook advertising campaign and it just won't produce. All of that budget is taken into the total budget account and then applied to the leads that we did generate. So in that individual campaign, we're generating leads for less than that amount, but specifically how much, I don't have that in front of me right now, but that gives you a rough ballpark. If you're willing to spend roughly, $30 to $35 a lead, Facebook is a place where you can definitely do that. From Sarah, Canva is awesome, but I didn't know about the Facebook source, so that's amazing. Thank you. Awesome, glad to help. Do you use the same ads for a long time or change them up, i.e. pictures and wording? That is a great question, Shelley. So we will have advertisements that become clear winners over time. The image stays the same, the copy stays the same, and we don't change it. In a situation like that, because when you look at our campaign, specifically in the mortgage business, right? And you're identifying people based on interests and on behaviors, people's interests and behaviors change on Facebook. So when you're advertising over a long period of time, you've got people in a 90-day purchase cycle that are falling out the back end, and you've got people in that 90-day buying cycle that are coming in on the front end. So if you've only got a budget of $5 or $10 a day, you can essentially run that advertisement that's successful and that has a high click-through rate constantly, because you're constantly getting new people in on the beginning of the funnel. And Facebook is now smart enough to filter your ads and show them to the new people because they want the clicks, right? That's what's so great about how good Facebook has gotten at optimizing these campaigns. So in order to determine whether or not you can leave an advertisement to run, you need to look at the frequency of the advertisement. So inside your Facebook Ads Manager account, and you look at all of your statistics, on the main dashboard, when you go into the ad set, it will show you frequency. And that's how many times those ads are being served to the people that you're targeting. And you don't want that number, in my opinion, to really kind of go any higher than 10. That means that on average, people have seen your ad 10 times on Facebook. So we know it takes statistically 7 times for somebody to see or respond to your advertisement. And anything above that, we run into banner blindness, where they don't really see the ad because they've seen it enough that they're not going to respond to it. So if your frequency goes over 10, that means you either need to dial your budget down or change the image or change the copy to re-engage the person that's looking at the advertisement. And that's so basically, yeah, that's how that works. Oh, well, this is phenomenal. We've got a question here from Ben. Ben says, is it true that you can use your Wizard spending account to pay for these Facebook ads? And I would believe that the answer to that is yes. I believe that you can. So I would reach out and talk to your First National account representative about that. That's tremendous. I got to be honest, I didn't put those two and two together. So in that case, I mean, absolutely you should be running Facebook ads. Now, you've got no excuse not to be running Facebook ads with an offer like that. So reach out to your account manager and ask about that Wizard spending account to pay for some of these ads on Facebook. That is a great way to go about it. If we were looking at, just a follow-up to that question about budgets, to get started, you only need $5 or $10 a day to turn a campaign on, and you have full control over your entire budget on Facebook. So it's not like you give Facebook your credit card and they just go to town. You set $5 a day, $10 a day, and you can set a spending cap on your account for the month or for however long you choose. So you completely control the budget that you're going to put into Facebook ads, and you really can get started and start generating leads for as little as $5 a day, which is incredible. So definitely check that out. So Deborah is asking a really great question here. What do you mean by an ad that is designed to repel somebody? Can you give an example? So yes, so that is a great question. So if we were advertising to, well, okay, and you know, I will tread lightly here, but let's say potentially you wanted to run an ad on Facebook, but you didn't want necessarily a whole bunch of rate shoppers to come in off of that advertisement. I would write the ad copy in a way where somebody who feels that the lowest rate is the most important thing wouldn't click on that advertisement. But somebody that understands that a mortgage is more than just a rate, and you know, like the wonderful features that First National has, that's the type of person that we want to talk to through our advertising. So to write an ad that repels a rate shopper, I would write something along the lines of, if you're looking for the lowest rate, I'm probably not the right fit. But if you want the right mortgage for your family's needs and want to learn about prepayment penalties, give me a call. And that's obviously, I'm being a little bit extreme with the example. You would massage that within your branding, which is fantastic, by the way, Deborah. It's great to see you here. But I would take that form of approach. Like, here is who this is for. Here is who this is not for. And if you jive with getting the right mortgage with the right features that fit, and have somebody that you can call potentially on Saturday afternoon to get a question answered, that's the type of service that I provide. Right? And you can write that into more of a post on Facebook and boost that to your local marketing, which is very close to one of those local awareness ads. So it's okay to, you know, make those statements in your business to let people know who you're for and who you're not for. And I recommend doing that. So hopefully that was a good example of that. Our next question here is from Edith, and I should start before I answer Edith's question with an apology. We are not going to have enough time to go in and actually run a Facebook ad, but what I will do is probably Monday, I'll set some time aside and I will record me going through and making a Facebook ad, and then I'll email it out to everybody that attended the event today. So I'll do a quick 10 or 15 minute screenshot of me going through and just training you on how to get that set up, and I'll send that out to everybody. Ashley, if you could schedule time on my calendar to do that now, that would be fantastic. Thank you so much. Now to Edith's question, and then after that, we'll wrap it up. And any of you that haven't gotten an answer to your question, you will get an email response today from me answering your question. So Edith says, I speak French and I'm focusing on working with the Francophone community. Is Facebook the right medium to use for doing advertisements in French? The answer to that question is absolutely yes, it is. You can actually tell Facebook what language you want people to be using Facebook in when you show your advertisements. So you can target it just to potentially francophone people in a local marketplace and show French ads to just those people. My recommendation, the way that I would structure that campaign, is I would have an English campaign and I would have a French campaign, and I would target them to their own specific language sets first. Then I would take both of those campaigns and allow them both to run on English and French, and English and French, and then in each of those marketplaces, and test the response from both. That's one of those things where absolutely you can do it. It will work. And the reason I can say that so confidently is I've seen it done or helped with campaigns that have done that, and we've seen clicks and response and leads and traffic. But again, testing is going to give you the best answer to that question. So I would definitely run it and see what happens and optimize it. Excellent. And thank you for the kind feedback, Jonathan. That's awesome. The ad build is awesome. Looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to providing it for you. So with that, we are at 1 hour of time. I just wanted to say sincerely thank you to all of you for attending this month's session. I absolutely love producing these events for you, and thank you to First National for bringing us all here together to learn and grow our businesses together through quality information. So with that, my name is Chris Johnstone. Much love to you and your family out there, and I can't wait to see you on next month's event. Talk to you soon, everybody. Bye.